my name's Rob, and today I'm going to tell you a story that happened a long time ago. And it features a little Brachiosaurus called Brachy and a Triceratops called Tops. You might remember them from my other story, but Tops's back is now recovered from his fight with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they've left the savannah and they are going across in search of more food. And on their journey, they climbed up a large mountain range all the way to the top, and they looked down into the valley beyond. I have a picture of it here. Here we go. "Oh," said Tops. "Oh, this looks like a good little valley to be in." "Oh, yes." "Oh, let me have a look," said Brachy. And Brachy wandered over to have a look at the view. Oh my goodness, it does look nice. Volcanoes, lots to eat. Oh, and is that a river down there?" she said, looking down. "Oh, it is a river." And Brachy and Tops decided to wander down to the river. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-doo. And they got to the river and they looked across to the other side. Oh, and there was a lovely stand of trees, and it had some fruit on it, all red and yellow. "Oh," said Brachy, "that looks delicious. I wonder if that fruit tastes good. I haven't seen any of those before." "Oh," said Tops, "oh, look at that vegetation underneath. That looks lush and green. That would be tasty to have a nosh on. Oh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it." "Oh dear," said Brachy, looking down at the river. "Oh, I wonder how deep that is." Oh, no matter for you," said Tops. "I'm sure you'll just tiptoe across there. It can't be as deep as your head. It's miles up into the air." Said Tops, and he looked up and he looked down the river, eyeing the currents suspiciously. "It looks fairly safe to cross." "Yes," said Brachy. I'll just put my toe in. Oh, it's not too cold." "Okay," said Tops. "I'll go across first." But Brachy and Tops had not looked carefully enough, and on the other side of the river, into the water slid a crocodilian. "Oh," said the crocodilian, "I'm looking for a Cillian to come across the river towards me." "Oh," said the crocodilian, "I'm feeling quite reptilian, and I'd like a spot of tail for my tea." And with that, he took in a deep breath, and he breathed out. And he sank down to the bottom of the river, and he looked up through the water, and he kept an eye out for anyone that would come close to him, for he was a hungry reptile. Just then, Tops walked up to the edge of the river, into the stream, walking through the current, sometimes tiptoeing because it was deep. And as he got to the other side and was just about to get safely onto the grass, out of the water leapt the crocodilian. And it jumped and it bit onto his tail. "Oh," said Tops. "Oh, my poor tail! Oh!" And the crocodile bit down harder. "Oh," said Tops. "Help! It's got my tail! Oh!" And with 3 swift steps, Brachy lumbered across the river, and she stepped on the back of the crocodile's head. Ah! And its mouth opened up like a dustbin lid, and Tops was able to hurry out of the water. And the crocodilian, under Brachy's great weight, coughed and spluttered. "Oh, I'm being squashed," said the crocodilian. And Brachy took her foot off the crocodile's head, and he floated off downstream. Oh, never to be seen again. "Oh," said Bracky Hill, "are you okay, Tops?" Oh, yes, thank you," said Tops. I'm feeling okay. Is my tail still in one piece?" And Bracky looked at his tail. "Oh, it is still there." "Oh," said Tops, "I'm going to try some of those trees now. Oh, my poor tail." And off he walked to have a munch. So Bracky decided to cross the river to go eat some of the fruit. And she waded through the deep river quite easily, not having to tiptoe. And she was just about to get out of the water when up came another crocodilian. Oh, said Bracky. "Oh, my tail! It's a crocodilian, another one!" And Tops turned round, but before he could do anything, she lifted her great tail out of the water, and with it came the crocodilian. And she waggled her tail, and she wiggled her tail, and the crocodilian flew from one side to the other side of the stream. Said the crocodilian, thinking he had bitten off more than he can chew. Bracky decided to try something else. She raised her great tail into the air, and brought it down, smash! And then she waved it around to the other side of the river, stomp! Oh no! Smash! Stomp went the crocodilian from side to side. Smash! Stomp! Wallop! Womp! Oh! And the crocodilian had had enough, and he let go of her tail. And Bracky turned round. Oh! And she looked at the evil crocodilian as he floated off down the river, to join his friend, never to be seen again. "Oh dear," said Bracky. "Oh, my tail. Oh, it's got teeth marks in it. Look at it, Tops. Is it still all there?" "Oh, yes," said Tops. "It's all there, all right. Just a few puncture wounds and a few spots. What's my tail looking like?" And Bracky turned round and had a close look at his tail, and she said, Oh, it looks to be all there, Tops. You're okay." "Oh," said Tops, "thank goodness. I thought it was a bit shorter." And Bracky and Tops looked and checked the river carefully to make sure there were no crocodiles in there. And then they turned round to the trees. "Oh, let's have some food. I'm starving and my tail hurts." And so they wandered off into the trees to have something to eat and have a good rest. And they kept an eye out for those nasty, bitey crocodilians, and hopefully they would never see them again. "Oh," said the crocodilian, "I'm looking for a Cillian to come across the river towards me." "Oh," said the crocodilian, "I'm feeling quite reptilian, and I'd like a spot of tail for my tea." And with that, he took in a deep breath, and he breathed out, and he sank down, down, down to the bottom of the river, for he was a hungry